This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
New details about the Muncie mom facing charges in the death of her 3-month-old daughter. The injuries officials say the little girl had before she died.
Plus, a Greenwood mom worried for her kid's safety as drivers speed down their residential street. The damage, she says, has already been done by dangerous driving.
And yesterday, we were talking about sweet strawberries. Today, savory Italian food. We hope you're hungry this morning because we are live at the Italian Street Festival with a sneak peek of all this tasty food. That is coming up. But first, calm down, Todd. Simmer down. Simmer down.
It looks so good.
Yeah, we got Todd's not going to be able to focus the rest of the morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. Heading out the door, Todd calls it comfortable. I say a little chilly. Either way, but it's not going to last.
And that's why I have to sit in between them.
It's just a matter of preference. I walked out the door. I'm like, oh, it's refreshing. Opened my windows last night before I went to sleep. But yeah, some of you may think it's a little chilly out there. And some of you, if you're like Nicole, may have to turn the heat on in your car. I don't know. But here's what I do know. It is going to be clear this morning. We'll have lots of sunshine once the sun comes up. So you need the sunglasses. Whatever your temperature preference, you probably need at least a light jacket here this morning. The good news is, though, these temperatures are going to start to warm quite quickly across the area. 47 degrees in Bloomington, 45 in Lafayette, in and around northern locations. Logansport, you're at 46 degrees, 49 the current temperature in Anderson. Once the sun comes up, those temperatures moderate quickly across the area. We're completely clear. The little green you see there near Muncie, that is just some feedback on the radar. There is no shower there. In fact, the closest clouds we have are way off to our west. So enjoy the sunshine today. A little bit of a breeze kicks in as the afternoon goes on, and eventually we turn it partly cloudy. But today is the best day we have in the 7-day planning forecast. Storms return tomorrow. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
And we are taking a live look now at I-65 at the North Split. You can see traffic starting to pick up as we inch into the 5 o'clock hour. We have no issues to report on the roadways this morning, but we'll keep you posted if anything should happen.
New this morning, a Yorkville man is in critical condition after being hit by a suspected drunk driver.
Police say the driver who they believe caused the crash was only 18 years old. It happened last night on West State Road 32. Deputies say 18-year-old Hayden Dillard from Noblesville crossed the center line and sideswiped a Lincoln Town car. The driver of the town car, 76-year-old James Garrett, was airlifted to an Indy hospital with broken bones and a chest wound. Again, police do believe alcohol was a factor in the crash, but so far there is no word on if any charges have been filed in the case.
Disturbing new details as a Muncie mother now faces more charges in the death of her infant daughter. Sarah Stile was arrested over the weekend after her 3-month-old daughter, Shay Anna Marie, died. While the baby's cause of death is still pending, court documents show the little girl had burns covering most of her body and had fractures on both arms and legs. The baby also appeared malnourished. Stile told investigators she thought her baby was having an allergic reaction to something, and she had treated the little girl with Icy Hot after she fell out of a stroller. Stile is now facing 2 charges of neglect causing death, and her bail has been raised to $100,000.
Residents dealing with bills from storm damage cleanup after the Memorial Day tornadoes can now apply for extra help. Low-interest disaster loans are now available to help cover cleanup and repair costs. The United States Small Business Administration is offering loans to people in Madison, Delaware, Grant, Hancock, Tipton, and Henry counties. If you're interested in applying, you can head to this story on the IndyChannel.com or the RTV6 app.
Police in northern Indiana are searching for the suspect wanted for killing a Maryville teenager trying to sell his Xbox. Officers say the deadly shooting happened during a robbery in Gary on Wednesday night. 16-year-old Johnny Poluera reportedly traveled to Gary with his dad to make the sale after posting the listing on the app OfferUp. The teen was with the suspects while they tested the Xbox when someone pulled out a gun. The 16-year-old was shot in the back and died while his father was sitting in a car just feet away. The suspects then took off and are still at large this morning.
A Greenwood mother raising concerns about drivers speeding through her neighborhood after her family's cat was killed. She's worried the next accident could be worse. Vanessa Canchola says in the past week a speeding car hit and killed their cat while another driver could not slow down in time to avoid a basketball that rolled into the street. The speed limit on Briarstone Drive, where she lives, is 25. She's worried her children's safety is now at risk.
My fear is if my kid would have went out after that ball, it would have been my kid, not the ball. They go more, maybe about 35, 40, maybe even more than that. They rev their engines from down the road and speed out.
Greenwood residents can request a traffic impact study by clicking on the Citizens Connect tool on the city's website. You can also tell Greenwood police about speeding, and officers will then monitor the issue and see if extra patrols are needed. If you see a safety issue in your neighborhood and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
I never leave my purse visible or in the vehicle anyways, and that day I just jumped out in a hurry, left it sitting there.
Security improvements are coming to a Mooresville park after a series of smash and grabs targeted cars parked at Pioneer Park. Jessica Catter-Henry was taking pictures on the covered bridge the day she left her purse in the car as she rushed out. When she got back, her windows were broken and several items, including her purse, were gone. The park is currently in the process of installing a new $50,000 security system that will include cameras, but right now it's not up and running.
Governor Holcomb says he's not worried about keeping marijuana from traveling into Indiana as several surrounding states legalize the drug. Next year, recreational marijuana will be legal in Illinois. It's already legal for recreational use in Michigan and medical use in Ohio. The Indiana State Police will be tasked with patrolling the interstates near Indiana's borders.
We got the best state police force in the country. I may be a little biased when I say that, but by every indicator that we measure, they are just that. And they'll continue to do their job, and they'll do it with distinction, regardless of policy changes that I think prematurely have been made in states surrounding us.
Indiana has not taken any serious steps towards legalizing marijuana, either recreationally or medically.
It is time to treat your senses at this year's Italian Street Festival and take in all the great food and entertainment.
From the cannolis to the live music, the Holy Rosary Church wants you to feel like you are in the heart of Italy. Our Erin Lish is live in the kitchen where they are preparing for the busy weekend. Buongiorno, Erin. I'm clearly not Italian.
Nor am I, but I'm ready to eat all this food. I skipped breakfast just for this. We have Kay here with us this morning. You know, this is such a fun event. It's free for everybody to come and a lot of great food. Tell us a little bit about how much work goes into doing all of this.
Thanks, Erin, for being here. We start about a week out in terms of food preparation. We have over 200 incredible volunteers who start in this kitchen of the basement of Holy Rosary Church and preparing. Let's see, we do the filling for filling over 7,000 cannoli. We are preparing to finish making over 10,000 handmade meatballs that go on the meatballs on a stick, the meatball subs, the meatball sandwiches, the spaghetti and meatballs. We do a little over, I think she said 125-gallon barrels of our famous red sauce, which is one of my favorite things that we have at the festival. I could just eat the red sauce plain.
And what's kind of neat about this is the community around this. This has plenty of history here in this area.
You're exactly right there. If you can imagine, over 100 years ago, when this church was dedicated and built, this neighborhood was the Italian-American community of central Indiana. The old city market used to be south here near East Street and Stevens, and the old produce terminal was nearby, and so consequently you have some produce families and built their homes, and then they built their church, and a lot of those families still live in this neighborhood today, which really creates an incredible ambiance for the Italian Street Festival.
And things start here at 5 o'clock this afternoon, goes till 11. We are going to get a little bit more in-depth in the kitchen in the next half hour, but for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Erin, thank you. We have a little under 2 hours to go, and I am hungry looking at all that food.
Yeah, she'll bring some back. Don't worry, guys. it's not only a great day to eat some Italian food, but a great day to do it outdoors, right, Todd?
You want to do outdoors today, you are in tip-top shape. Last year, I was so excited to go to the Italian Festival. I biked over there at noon. It didn't even start till 5 o'clock. I thought it started at noon, so make sure you know that. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with a little bit of a breeze, but clear skies. 48 degrees here at 6 a.m. is the forecast. We'll stay in the 40s here at 7 a.m. and eventually, look at this, by the time we get to 9 a.m., we are at 60 degrees with the skies that are completely clear here across the area. And you really, really need to take advantage of today because off to our west, you notice some clouds. They'll start to fill in here as we get into the latter half of the day. But today is going to be a sun-filled day. We cannot say that for the rest of the weekend and into next week. 75 today in Kokomo, Noblesville 75 degrees, 76 in Bloomington. Going forward in this forecast, rain chances will be high starting tomorrow, going all the way through Tuesday. So yeah, whatever you have going on outside, whether it's for a morning walk, lunch, or later on you have dinner plans, today is going to be the best day we have at least in the next 7, so take advantage.
All right, Todd, thank you. Still ahead, the field is set for the first Democratic presidential debate. Which 3 candidates did not make the cut and will not be on the stage?
Plus, she rings the doorbell, then gives the package a heave-ho over the fence. What happened after the homeowners saw this video of their mail carrier throwing deliveries? You won't want to miss this story coming up.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
A shakeup at the White House. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders announcing she will leave at the end of the month.
Her departure will come 3.5 years after joining the administration. The president initially announced her departure on Twitter and encouraged the daughter of a former Arkansas governor to run for the governor's seat herself. In a speech at the White House, Sanders says she will continue to be a loyal supporter of the president, but she's looking forward to spending more time with her 3 kids. So far, no word on who will replace Sanders as press secretary.
In the race for the White House in 2020, the first debate between the Democratic candidates will be crowded. 20 candidates qualified, with only former Montana Governor Steve Bullock, Massachusetts Representative Seth Moulton, and Florida Mayor Wayne Messam failing to make the cut. The 20 candidates, including Indiana's own Mayor Pete Buttigieg, will be divided into 2 separate debates with 10 people each. Those debates will be held in Miami on June 26th and June 27th. An Oregon teen who missed surgery and has been missing for more than a week was tracked down in a Las Vegas casino.
Someone who called in a tip led police to Kylie Dixon and her mother at the Longhorn Casino. Officials believe the girl's mother fled with Kylie so she could avoid having surgery for her cancer. The mom reportedly believes in treating the disease naturally. Kylie has now been taken into custody by Oregon state officials. Caught on camera, a Florida mail carrier in trouble after throwing packages onto the front porch.
Video caught her throwing packages over the fence not once but twice this week. The residents say when they opened one delivery from Amazon, a diaper dispenser, it was cracked. After posting the video, the Postal Service came and apologized to the family. As for the mail carrier, the family does not want her fired, but they do want her to stop throwing the packages.
What I would really like is that they told her to don't do it again, you know? Because I don't want nobody lose the job because everybody have a family, you know?
Amazon replaced the broken diaper dispenser. The Postal Service did not comment about the carrier and if she will remain on the job.
Roll up those sleeves. Today is World Blood Donor Day. Every year, organizations use the day to promote blood donation and gain critical supplies that can save lives. Officials say the need for donors is especially high this summer because they don't have high school and college drive donations coming in. Donating blood only takes about an hour, and you can schedule an appointment with the Indiana Blood Center or just walk in if you have some time later today. Todd, I know that you often donate blood. It's something I do. Such an easy way to give back.
Yeah, it really is, and it helps so many people as well. So it only takes an hour of your time, and you could save numerous lives. So yeah, every time they're running low or they need blood, or just do it on a regular basis, they're always appreciative. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with temperatures that are currently in the 40s and 50s across the area. 44 in Greencastle. I feel like the Muncie thermometer has been a little off this week and running a little bit warm. warm. They probably are in the 40s as well, considering everybody else is. 47 in Bloomington right now. It's 45 as you make your way over into the Richmond area. Here's the view from downtown to the north. Skies are completely clear in the western sky. There's a very, very nice big moon out there. It's not quite full yet. That full moon is going to arrive as we head into early next week, as we get to Father's Day evening and then eventually into our Monday, but still very, very impressive. So satellite radar picture is nice and quiet here across central Indiana. That's the sunshine we'll see throughout the day today. Off to our west, there's showers and some storms, and eventually they are going to get in here probably as we get towards daybreak tomorrow. So today is the day you need to take full advantage of the sunshine and the comfortable temperatures. We'll quickly warm this morning with the sunshine. In fact, by the noon hour already, we're right around 70 degrees, and then we'll be into the mid-70s for your afternoon high, with just a little more in the way of cloud cover filtering in here as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. But there is so much going on this time of year in and around central Indiana, as we have the Indians at our home, Jubilation we talked about. There's a concert up at Ruoff, concert up at the Wallen at White River State Park, Symphony on the Prairie. You get the idea. Lots of other festivals going on, Italian Fest, and anything you have this evening, you are A-OK. Everything is going to be very nice weather-wise. Sunset 9:14 this evening. Just know the temperatures will fall back down into the 60s once the sun sets. Now, if you have weekend plans, you're going to have to be weather aware, unfortunately. Saturday, we build in some showers and storms as early as the morning hours at 79. It's not a washout, and then the storms become a little more numerous as we get into the day on Sunday. So here's just the increase in clouds throughout the course of the day. And then as we head into the overnight hours, there could be a spot shower, but this is 7:30 tomorrow, and we're dealing with scattered showers across the area and even some pockets of heavier rainfall coming in throughout the morning hours. And then we get to the afternoon and we get a little bit of a break. So we're entering this pattern where we'll kind of have these waves of rain moving through. So it could rain very heavy for a little while and then moves off, and then we get into some peaks of sunshine, only for more waves of rain to make their way through the area at times. And that weather pattern is going to carry over into Sunday, into Monday, into Tuesday, and even into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. It's virtually impossible to try to time out the showers and thunderstorms, again, because they're going to be moving along a stubborn front that's going to be sitting around. But honestly, you probably need to grab the umbrella tomorrow and then just keep it handy all the way into the middle of next week, with high temperatures around 80 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you. This is a live look right now at I-65 at 465 on the northwest side. It's going to look a little different tonight as I-65 will close in this area so crews can repave the interstate. And here is a look at that area on the map. The northbound lanes from 465 to 865 will close tonight at 9 p.m. and will be shut down for around 2 weeks while crews work. You can follow signs for detours on 465 and 865 to get around the closure. We will keep you updated on the project and when it reopens right here on RTV6. Just a day after the St. Louis Blues took home their first championship, another historic win, this time on the basketball court.
From We the North to We the Champions, the Toronto Raptors won their very first NBA championship, beating the Golden State Warriors in Game 6. It came down to the final possession where the Raptors won 114 to 110. All-star forward Kawhi Leonard was named Finals MVP for the second time in his career.
You know, I just kept striving and, you know, pushing, and, you know, I ended up with the trophy, but everybody deserves it.
After the win, it was an all-out party for fans watching the road game outside the Raptors Arena in Jurassic Park. And of course, the team's biggest fan, Drake, was there, taking in the moment with his hometown.
The celebration continued for the Raptors, where the champagne was flying quite literally in the locker room. The team celebrated with the usual fanfare, but made sure to have goggles on hand. Once things calm down and the team makes it back to Canada, details on a parade and celebration should be released.
Well, the game wasn't all a celebration, however. The Golden State Warriors not only fell short, they lost another player to an injury. Klay Thompson went down in the third quarter. He left the court but came back to make his three free throws before leaving the game for good. After the game, his agent released the news that he had torn his ACL. His injury came just one game after Kevin Durant injured his Achilles. Yeesh. Not a good series for the Warriors at all in a lot of ways.
Congrats to the Raptors. All right, well, still ahead once, twice, 3 strikes and the lights go out. Why things went dark for fans in Tampa last night, coming up after the break. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 5:25. We're taking a live look outside right now at our INDOT traffic cameras. This is I-465 and I-69, State Road 37 up in the Fishers area. You can see traffic is starting to pick up, but no problems to report here in this area.
It is hard to play baseball in the dark. Fans in Tampa Bay know firsthand.
In the 4th inning of the Rays-Angels game, it went dark inside Tropicana Field. Luckily, the fans stepped in to help, turning their phone lights on. Obviously, the game was paused until the power was fixed. About 30 minutes later, the blackout was reportedly caused by a fire at an electrical substation nearby. Looks kind of like a concert or something.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's quite a few fans there. They always talk about Tampa Bay having the worst attendance in baseball.
Oh, really?
Even though that they're pretty good this year, but yeah, so there's a pretty good amount of fans there.
Good turnout.
Yeah. All right, outside right now. Random facts that I pick up every now and then. All right, outside right now.
A wealth of knowledge.
We're dealing with chilly temperatures in the 40s. The good news is with sunshine this morning, we warm really, really quickly, up to 69 already by the noon hour. Then high temperatures with mostly sunny skies this afternoon. Top off in the mid-70s. The humidity is low. Bit of a breeze develops this afternoon, but all in all, a terrific day for us to round out the work week. Storms return tomorrow. More on that coming up in the next half hour.
Todd, thank you. Still ahead, potholes in a South Side neighborhood not getting filled anytime soon. Why the city won't step in to fix the road problems. That's coming up.
Only on RTV6 News.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
A street covered with potholes. People who live in the neighborhood are frustrated. The system in place to get the traffic hazards filled isn't working for them. So we are working for you to find out why.
Plus, more problems for Fairlife and Fair Oaks Farms. We're looking at the lawsuits just filed in a Chicago courtroom. Thanks for starting your Friday with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Look at this lovely shot here. We've got the American flag and the Indianapolis Indians flag flying. It is a bit windy and chilly out there. So, Todd, people are going to want to grab those jackets this morning. But the good news is they'll be able to leave them and lose them later this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, as soon as the sun comes up, our temperatures are going to start to warm really, really quickly here across the area. And the good news is we will have plenty of sunshine to start your day. Here's a live look downtown. You can already see the sky starting to brighten as we look off to the north. There's some high, thin clouds out there, but really a beautiful start to our day. And today is really going to be a nice day from start to finish, and one that's probably going to be we need to savor because we have a lot of rain heading our way, unfortunately, once again. Here are those temperatures Meredith was talking about. We're in the 40s right now, 53 in Muncie, now up to 50 in Martinsville. But anyway you look at it, it's pretty chilly across the area. Skies will be sunny throughout the morning hours. The clouds off to our west. Some of those will start to make their way in here as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, but they'll just be the high, thin clouds, and we will remain completely dry. So this morning, we warm quickly with the sunshine from 59 degrees at 9 a.m. to 69 degrees already by the noon hour with just high, thin clouds. And then as we transition into the afternoon, we will see the skies really start to brighten up a little bit, and temperatures eventually climb up to right around 74 degrees. So all in all, a very, very nice day for us. We'll talk more about the storms that arrive for the weekend coming up in just a little bit.
Todd, thank you. Construction crews will be doing more work along I-65 this weekend.
That means parts of the interstate will be closed again, impacting how you get around the city. Here's a look at this area that the construction will be impacting. And this closure is different than the ones we've seen over the past month. Instead of just a weekend closure, this project will shut down parts of I-65 for a little more than 2 weeks. Starting tonight, I-65 northbound will close for about a week from 465 up to 865 on the northwest side. Crews will be repaving northbound lanes starting at 9 o'clock tonight. The closure is expected to last until July 1st. Then the southbound lanes will close for construction. INDOT says you can follow detours on both 465 and 865 to get around this road work.
And here's another look at the area that will be impacted by construction this weekend. This is I-70 at Harding Street. The eastbound lanes of I-70 between the South Split and I-465 on the west side will close at 9 tonight and stay closed through 6 a.m. Monday. There are also 3 other projects happening on area interstates this weekend. For a breakdown of those construction zones, you can head to the RTV6 app and click on this story. It is a problem many of us encounter every single day, potholes. But people in a neighborhood on the south side of Indianapolis are facing extra frustration because they can't even report the issue to the city. People who live in Greenleaf Acres near South Keystone and East Hannah say the Mayor's Action Center system will not let them report the potholes.
It keeps saying this is not their responsibility. Every one of these residents have called the Mayor's Action Center, but they can't even log the complaint because their system doesn't allow them to log the complaint.
Several times I was told, we don't live on a city street. Well, if I don't live on a city street, why do I pay city taxes? And why do they pick up our trash?
RTV6 looked into the issue for those homeowners when trying to report the potholes using the Request Indy app. An error says the street is private and to contact the complex management associate or developer to request service. But there is no homeowners association anymore, and there hasn't been one for years. After we took that information to city officials, they said crews would fix the potholes. But a few hours later, they said they legally cannot because state laws don't allow them to use road funding dollars on private property. RTV6 will continue to try and find a resolution for those residents.
2 federal lawsuits are now on the books following the explosive video showing abuse of animals at one of Indiana's largest agritourism operations. The lawsuits target Fairlife Milk, which used milk from Indiana's Fair Oaks farms until last week. That's when an animal rights group first released video showing Fair Oaks workers abusing calves at the farm. The lawsuits were filed in Chicago, where Fairlife is headquartered. They accused the company of fraud for claiming their cows received extraordinary care. The lawsuits also named Fair Oaks owners Mike and Sue McCloskey, who were the co-founders of Fairlife.
A $100 million expansion is coming to the Butler University campus. It's the largest single investment in the university's history. The money will be used to renovate and expand Butler's science facilities. The project includes new high-tech classrooms and labs that mimic labs at top research companies. The first 2 phases of construction are set to start soon and will take an estimated 18 months to complete. An 8-year prison term will stand for a Vigo County man who pleaded guilty in the death of a malnourished boy with cerebral palsy. Hubert Kramer was sentenced last December, but he said his sentence was too harsh. This week, the appeals court ruled against him. The victim, 9-year-old Cameron Hoopengarner, was blind and weighed less than 15 pounds when authorities found him in February of 2017 at the Kramer home. Hubert Kramer's wife was the primary caregiver. She was convicted in 2017. The Kramer's adult son and his girlfriend also pleaded guilty.
A murder investigation in Alaska leads investigators to arrest a man hundreds of miles away in New Salisbury, Indiana. Darren Schillmiller from Harrison County was arrested after prosecutors say videos and text messages asking for child porn were found on a murder suspect's phone. Federal prosecutors in Anchorage say Schillmiller contacted the Alaska murder suspect, Denali Bremer, asking her to create and produce child porn and send it back to him. Police found text messages and videos on Bremer's phone where Schillmiller told the woman to sexually assault 2 minors. Federal prosecutors are connecting him in the case, charging him with production and attempted receipt of child pornography. Schillmiller is currently in federal custody and will be extradited to Alaska to face charges.
A flight from Indianapolis to Paris had to be diverted after a witness says a passenger started shouting and attacked members of the crew. The Delta flight from Indianapolis International Airport turned around and landed in Detroit. You can see that flight path here. We reached out to Delta for more information. The airline does confirm the flight was diverted to remove an unruly passenger.
Fettuccine, tortellini, and cannolis. Well, these are just a few of the sweet and savory dishes at this year's Italian Street Festival.
You can certainly carb load at the free event happening right here in Indy. Our Erin Lish is live at Holy Rosary Catholic Church with the cooks in the kitchen. Hey, Erin, you've got a good gig this morning.
I really do. You have all the Parmesan cheese, the provolone, the mozzarella, and we are in the kitchen here. We have Lisa here. We have Kayla here. Tell us a little bit about what you guys guys are doing here this morning? Because there's a lot of work that goes into all this.
Oh, sure. We try to start the week before to get all our food ready and get it prepared. And, I mean, a lot of meatballs, 10,000 meatballs. I have excellent volunteers. I have my daughter that's coming, again, our third generation to help out. I mean, it takes a team to start this festival. So after 35 years, we got it down.
All right, so what's the process here? What do you got to do?
We got our meatballs and our sausage, and we do those, like, say, about 12 noon today. We start cooking. We start cooking our peppers and onions for our sausage. And we have big ovens here that are ready to go.
Here, I'll grab mittens, too, to help you out. Let me
switch around. There you go.
Reach over. Got to be a team player here. This starts at 5 o'clock tonight.
5 o'clock, 5 to 11.
Free
Friday
to come
and
out.
Saturday. Free entry. We have live bands every day, Friday and Saturday. Help yourself. Watch. It's hot. It's hot.
Now, you're talking about this is a family affair for you guys. Tell me a little bit about why that's so important for you.
Well, this is 30% of the, it's a fundraiser for church. 30% of the income, which does help throughout the year, help us with community help, help outreach. So it's a big deal to us. I mean, that's why we've done it for 35 years. It means a lot to our church.
What is the biggest item that you see leaving, I guess, the stands when everybody's rolling through? What's the big food item?
The meatballs, of course. Always a good, you can't go wrong. There's 3 different stands for meatballs. You can get them in the park. You can get them in both parking lots. My daughter runs the meatball sandwiches. We always have them to go. If you didn't bring your own to-go container, most people try to do, we have them at the stands for you.
All right, well, I'm going to take one for the road. And for Todd, is the weather going to be looking good for us tonight?
Oh, picture perfect night tonight out there. It's going to be spectacular. So you can go ride the rides, listen to the bands, and eat all that great Italian food and support a great cause as well. So here's your forecast as you walk out the door this morning. You may want to grab the extra cup of coffee to warm you up a little bit. Temperatures are in the 40s. We're getting closer to the record low. The record low is 45. We're at 48 right now. But as soon as the sun comes up, we'll start to warm quite quickly. In fact, by 8 a.m. already, 54 degrees with sunrise officially happening at 6:17 this morning. So here's the big picture. That was the storm and the rain and the chilly temperatures from yesterday. We get the break today with high pressure in control, and then there's more rain off to our west, and that's what's going to arrive tomorrow. So your forecast for today is a good one. Mostly sunny skies. You will notice the wind kick up a little bit here this afternoon, so it does turn a little breezy. Nothing that's going to cause any damage, but probably enough for you to notice with temperatures that will be in the mid-70s. Then if you have plans this evening, whether it's Italian Fest or anything else outside, you may want to have a jacket. Once the sun sets, temperatures will cool back off into the 60s.
Todd, thank you. An Oregon school employee is on leave this morning. Coming up, the comment she made to students that now has her in hot water.
Plus, 2 oil tankers attacked in the Gulf of Oman. Straight ahead, who White House officials say is responsible for the attack.
And we are taking a live look right now at I-65 at County Line Road near Greenwood. As you can see, more and more cars out there on the roadways. But the good news is no issues or incidents to report. We'll be back after the break.
For you, and visit NearBetrick.com.
An Oregon school employee is no longer overseeing children after allegations of racism. The employee is an instructional assistant at Linwood Elementary School in Milwaukee. One of the kids at the school says she was with a group of 5th graders at lunch when the assistant scolded them for being loud. The assistant punished the kids by saying they were not allowed to go outside because of their behavior. That's when the student says the assistant made an unexpected comment.
She said that you're lucky I'm not making you guys pick cotton and clean my house. And everybody just got extremely mad about that.
In a letter to parents, the school principal announced that the staff member involved has been placed on leave while they investigate the alleged incident.
The U.S. military has released video they say shows Iranian sailors removing an unexploded mine from one of 2 oil tankers targeted in the Gulf of Oman. The ships were attacked Tuesday. U.S. officials say this footage shows Iran had a hand in the incident and tried to cover its tracks afterward. Iran denies any involvement. The incident drove up up oil prices, and this is the second time in a month that tankers have been damaged in that area.
2 months after the devastating fire in Notre Dame in Paris, the 850-year-old cathedral will open its doors to worshipers for the first time. A small mass will be held Saturday evening. According to the Archdiocese of Paris, only 20 to 30 people will be able to attend due to safety concerns. The mass will serve as a thank you to everyone who has supported the church since the fire. The April 15th fire destroyed the iconic spire and parts of the roof and vault. Since then, the Notre Dame Foundation has received about $425 million in donations and pledges. It is 5:46. Let's get over to Todd. Todd, we have a nice day ahead.
Yeah, enjoy today as well, because as we look forward in this forecast, we're going to get into a very unsettled pattern. So we have the sunshine today with seasonable temperatures. We're just a little bit below normal later on this afternoon, but honestly, the June sun is very, very strong as we get closer to the summer solstice late next week. So you won't really notice the difference between 75 and 82 degrees. But next week, we have a very stormy weather pattern. We're going to get into that pattern where we're going to have a lot of humidity around. We're going to have a lot of opportunities for these quick downpours here and there. But look at this beautiful sunrise taking place as you look from downtown off to the north. Way off in the distance, you see a few high, thin clouds. But with this sun coming up, we are going to see our temperatures start to warm quite quickly. We may go down 1 more degree or so at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock when the number comes in. But otherwise, we are going to start to warm these things up. And the reason why I say we're going to start to warm things up, the record low is 45. So we may get down about 47 degrees, but we're not going to set that record low from all the way back in 1955 here this morning. But you want to have the jacket. 44 in Greencastle right now. Richmond, you're at 45 degrees, 46 up in the Peru area in Miami County. But again, those temperatures start to climb quickly this morning with clear skies. The rain from yesterday well off to our east. And then as you look off to the west, you just notice these clusters of storms. And that's just the pattern we're going to get into as we get into tomorrow and then eventually into next week. And it's going to be really, really tough to time things out for you, at least off in the distance. We probably could do a pretty good job for you the day ahead or maybe 48 hours ahead of time. But today you don't have to worry about anything. We'll have the sunshine already near 70 degrees by the noon hour. Then as we transition into the afternoon, we're looking at a temperature right around 74 degrees by 5 p.m. with just some increasing clouds. Any plans you have today, whether it's this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, completely fine across the area. Now, tomorrow, you need to be weather aware as we'll be dealing with numerous showers and storms across the area. Temperatures with the clouds a little bit cooler in the mid to upper 70s. So tomorrow, some of these rain showers already probably get in here before daybreak. So this evening, the clouds increase overnight, and towards tomorrow morning, we start to deal with some scattered showers and storms. Some storms move through at times during the day tomorrow, but then there will be some opportunities for some breaks. So if you do have evening plans tomorrow, I don't think you should cancel them as of yet. Just know, yes, there will be some storms around, but maybe you could time it out well and get some activities in between these storms making their way through the area. And then as we get into Sunday, more storms will start to make their way through. In fact, early Sunday morning, we could see a front come through. So as we get into Father's Day, we're going to be dealing with showers and storms off and on, starting off at 68 degrees, warming up to 81 degrees. But we're going to have that humidity around, so it's going to feel a little bit warmer than that. And then that humidity sticks around into next week with a daily chance of storms. I know that this doesn't look all that good here on the 7-day planning forecast. Just know there are some dry times mixed in here, but we'll have the constant threat of the potential, at least, of some heavy downpours as we get into this tropical-like pattern.
Todd, thank you. Let's take a live look right now at our Traffic Now cameras. This is I-65 at 30th Street. Traffic moving smoothly in that area. There is a crash to report at South Meridian at Southport, so if that is part of your commute this morning, just be aware.
Target is firing back at Amazon and Walmart. They just announced an expansion of their same-day delivery options. You'll be able to pay just under $10 to use the service. 65,000 Target items are available for the program. Both Amazon and Walmart recently rolled out similar delivery services.
You would think that Drake won the NBA title last night, the way he was talking to reporters.
Yeah, coming up in the Trending 6, the rapper from Toronto celebrates in more ways than just one. Stay with us.
Shave. Make more of what's yours.
Before you head out the door, it is time for the Trending 6.
The big stories on social media today begin with a magician saying he is going to make literal history.
Today is the day David Copperfield says he will make the missing 15th star on a Smithsonian flag reappear. The original flag from the War of 1812 resides in the National Museum of American History. At some point, the flag's 15th star was cut out. Now Copperfield says he will replace it. Here's the trick, though. Camera crews will not be allowed to record it. However, the magician video will be given out to reporters.
Is he just going to go sew it back in?
Right. Like what?
The Star Trek logo on Mars, it makes sense, doesn't it? The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter photographed this mountain range on the red planet recently, and it just happens to look like the famous Starfleet logo. It really does. It isn't a sign of life, however. NASA says the shape is fairly common on Mars, caused by volcanic activity and winds over millions of years.
All right, this is a sweet story here. Patsy Miller's son, Todd, teaches 4th grade in North Carolina. At the end of every school year, all of his students get a special gift, a handmade bow tie or hair bow from Miller. Todd Miller wears bow ties every day, and he decided to start what's become a tradition 3 years ago. He says he hopes it makes his students' memories of his class extra special.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
2-possession game. 114-110. Curry lets it fly. Canada, the NBA title is yours.
Canada is celebrating. They are the country where basketball was invented, if you didn't know. And last night, the Raptors captured their first NBA title, knocking off the Warriors in 6 games.
That's all good, though. You already got the head.
Steph Curry of the Warriors sharing a moment with Drake on FaceTime after the Warriors' tough loss. Drake also telling Curry to pass along well wishes to Klay Thompson, who suffered a torn ACL during the game. Drake and Thompson had talked a lot of smack at each other during the series.
I heard that Drake has a tattoo of Steph Curry and Kevin Durant on him.
Why?
That's crazy. Todd's laughing.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Yeah. Hope somebody brought some dips for Drake. We don't even know what that means. Regardless, the Toronto native announced last night that he was putting out 2 new songs sometime today in honor of the Raptors championship. We aren't sure when those are coming out, as we imagine he was up a bit late last night. He's probably still up partying, to be honest.
Yeah. He was hype after this.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Now I want some chips and dip.
Me too.
Some Ruffles and French onion. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd is just cracking up. Todd.
I was looking for the tattoos. I didn't see them there.
Oh, yeah. I heard that last night. I'm like, what?
Yeah, maybe they're under his shirt or something. So we'll have to do a deep dive into Google later. But in the meantime, let's get a check at the weather.
Let me know when you find them. All right, 46 in Logansport right now, 46 in Zionsville as well. Beautiful sunrise taking place. 48 in Bloomington in Indianapolis. Enjoy today. It's a great day for us. We'll warm quickly here this morning. Mostly sunny skies. Very comfortable. The humidity's still low. A little bit of a breeze will kick up throughout the course of the day, but we get up to 75 degrees. Tomorrow, storms return to the forecast. Once the storms arrive, they're with us off and on for the next several days, so soak in the sunshine today. The time now is 5:57. Stay with Good Morning Indiana. We'll be back here in just a few minutes.